Hi, this is Marquita, and welcome to Healthy Living. I hope you guys had a good week. So let's get to the information at hand. My contact information is healthyliving.company, and you can reach me there on my website. You can click in the upper three bars on the left, and you can go to my different products that I have. I have Keita's Egg Toast, I have Keita's Gumbo, and there you have to send me a message because I would like to make it fresh for you. So the gumbo comes with hot water, cornbread, and rice. You have the options of white or wheat. Hopefully you'll pick the wheat, which is healthier choice. But you have to send me a message there. If not, then you need to also contact me here at the Next Level Studios, and that's 310-549-1113, 310-549-1113. I also have Arbonne products there, and Arbonne products are pure and beneficial products. And you can go to my website and go click straight right to my website on my website at healthyliving.company. There is a few prior shows, live broadcasts there. Most of them though are on Facebook. So let's get into also the producer of the show is T Jams, TJAMZ, and you can reach him at tjamsmusic.com. There he has several different songs that he has posted. You can write lyrics to it and send it back to him. He also does web design, so you can send him messages, or you can also contact him here at Next Level Studios, 310-549-1113, 310-549-1113. Now, let's get into some of the nutritional facts I was telling you about. Those Arbonne products are pure beneficial products. No soy, soy is out. It used to be the thing, but don't eat soy anymore. Soy mimics estrogen, so that's not good for especially the ladies. We don't want them, we don't want to add stuff to increase our chances of developing cancer, so you want to stay away from soy. Also, it's vegan. We have a 30-day and beyond plan. There's no minerals or any chemicals like crude oil that are in your different lotions and shampoos and different products, but we'll get into that in a minute. The 30-day and beyond plan, it has protein shakes, and it has vanilla, it has chocolate, and you can do a replacement meal with that because that's 160 calories. So what's important is that you use the proper milk when you're using your milk, when you're making your shakes, unless you're going to use water. Some people have, but if you're going to use milk, you need to have rice milk, almond milk, cashew milk, there's goat milk. These are the type of milks that are better for you. Lactose-free milk, especially those that have irritated GI problems. You want to get away from that cow's milk because it's basically for cows. So you want to get to healthier milks. It's not as a problem as it has been in the past because you can order online. There's Instacart, there's Amazon, there's Walmart, and you can order your good healthy meals and fruits and vegetables straight to your door. So there's no excuse for you not to have the proper meals. So also for the protein shakes, we also with that 30-day bond plan, we have fiber as well that you can add to your shake. It's basically tasteless, and you can get your fiber twice a day. If you're not having regular bowel movements at least 1 to 3 times a day and not every 3 days, then you need to take fiber at least twice a day. So this is another way you can get your fiber in. You can throw it into your shake, and you can be on out the door. Now, another thing I do with the shakes is I have berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. These berries, you can get those and you can freeze them, clean them and freeze them. You can blend them and put them in ice cubes, trays, and then pop them into your shake as you're going out the door, and it dissolves right in there. Very good, very tasty. You can also rotate with different vegetables like kale and carrots and avocado, so you can change it up. Use bananas, orange, apple. You can switch it up, but you can blend it and put them in your ice cube trays, and that could be on the go with you. We do have a protein shake cup. It has a little metal ball in there, so it's good for mixing up your protein shake. Also, with the 30-day and beyond plan, we have what we call fizz sticks. And you know how people are drinking coffee and a lot of chocolate trying to raise up their energy level. So these have B vitamins in. So like I said, these are very beneficial products. So these have B vitamins in there. So they just bring you up and sustain you every day. So I usually just top off a water bottle. And you can just cut or rip off the top. And then you just pour that right on into the bottle. And they call it fizz sticks for a reason because, as you can see, they do fizz. So you put the top back on it and you just shake it up. It comes in citric and pomegranate, so you'll get both of them in your 30-day and beyond pack. Or you can specify if you want all pomegranate or citric. You can build your 30-day and beyond pack the way you want, but these are just the basic choices that you can have. So you drink this, and it's so good, and it sustains you throughout the day. It doesn't just send you sky high and then drop you later and give you a headache like the caffeine will do, or make you jittery. So this is a natural way to do that, to get that energy and sustain your energy. Also, we have what they call Fitz Chews. And Fitz Chews, it's another type of fiber. It comes in caramel, chocolate, and lemon. And you don't want to sit this around on the table for your children to eat because they eat too many of these because they look like candy and they taste very good. They can have diarrhea, but this is a good way for you to get them as well on their fiber. You need to check their stools to make sure they're not constipated because kids tend to run and don't finish their get enough fluid in, and they don't drink all the fluids you give them while they're eating because they're so busy. So you got to slow them down. So you want to make sure you check your children's bowels as well. If they start looking like rocks or balls, or ask them if they're starting to have blood on the tissue when they wipe themselves, then that means they're constipated. So you need to give them some fiber. Also, fruits and vegetables are excellent fiber sources as well. So those are your natural fibers, especially the skin on the apples and the different fruit. You want them to eat that because that's where the fiber is. Now, also in the plan, we have what we call Digestive Plus. And you got to have good prebiotics to make good probiotics. So this helps to assist that gut. And if you have all this weight around the gut, which is where a lot of it stores for a lot of us, then you have to get rid of that fat that's on that gut. What happens is you have too much cortisol there, and it disrupts your GI tract, which also disrupts your immune system. So you want to get rid of all that fat that's here, and it can hide. I mean, you're talking about all the way from the back all the way to the sides and to the front. So you can have a lot of fat that's right here on the gut. So you want to get rid of that. Also, we have what we call detox tea. It helps to detox your liver and your kidneys. So, the liver and the kidneys are primary detox organs. So you want to keep them strong. You want to keep them healthy. So you have some warm detox tea at your dinner time. It's actually been proven actually very helpful to stimulate the digestion. So warm tea or warm drinks are actually very good for you at your meals. So you want to try to implement that in your meal every day. Also, we have what we call a 7-day cleanse to help get some of those toxins out of your body up front. So you take it for 7 days and it helps to get rid of it. So the whole point is to get rid of all these toxins. Now, again, like I said, you can use our plan. They also have a 30-day, they have a guide that tells you about which types of vegetables and fruits to eat. There's different recipes. There's a guide in there. You also want to do exercises. And stay with me because at the end of the show, I'm going to demonstrate some easy motion exercises that you can do lying, sitting, and standing. So we'll do that at the end of the show. So stay tuned for that. Now, we also have protein bars. They're 170 calories. They're good for your kids to have too when they come home from school. You can give them one of these. Also, it comes in chocolate with sea salt. It's cranberry and pumpkin seeds. So we have 2 different types. So that also comes in your 30-day and beyond pack. So you have all those things in your 30-day and beyond pack. Now, if you choose to do something different, we do have the individual envelope packs that, you can take them to your job so you can be on the go and you can mix them in there so you can stay current on your meal replacement. So that's all in the 30-day and beyond. But remember also, you have the option to build it the way you want. So you can try it this one the first time, or you can choose more different things. That's up to you. But the protein shakes and the fiber, that's to encourage you to do a replacement meal so you don't eat so many calories every meal like breakfast and lunch and also dinner. Okay, so also we have supplements. We have the children chewable vitamins. We also have supplements for the men and women, individual packs for the vitamins. We have the greens. You know how they tell you got to have 5 to 6 greens a day, which makes it difficult. Well, you can put some greens into your protein shake as well, and you can start your greens for the day going. So that's important as well. We also have supplemental vitamins for your joint, for menopausal. So we have different things like that online for that. We also have oils. They say that, you know, actually it does work because I tried it. Peppermint oil. You can use, all you need is a little drop in some water and you drink it and it helps to curb your appetite. Or you can smell it. You can put it on a cotton ball and you can smell it from time to time. It helps to decrease the appetite. Lavender, it helps to help you relax. So, just the smell of it in it, the aroma of it, it's a calming effect. So go online at Arbonne and check on the oils as well, because we have a lot of those different things that are there that's beneficial. We also have shea butter chapstick. I mean, like I said, our products do not have crude oil in them. Crude oil comes from car. It's for cars, right? It's for making gasoline. So why would we want that in our products? Most of the time, it's in our lotions and our shampoos. Everything that has volume and they want to put on your skin, they're gonna have that in there. So when you look on your products, your lotions, and read the ingredients, you'll see that there's either petroleum byproducts, there's mineral oil, or there's Vaseline. Those are all from crude oil. So why would we want our family to have stuff like that? So you want to read your labels, because it's like putting on liquid saran wrap, covering up your pores. And we need our pores because our pores are for sweat and to draw out different toxins to help get rid of them. So we need our pores open and we need them functioning well. So also, we have products for the athletes. We have the before you start your workout, we have after your workout, and we also have hydration. So there's individual packs that you can take on the go as well. We also have another line of fibers called Full Control, but it also includes thiamine. Thiamine is what helps to stimulate your metabolism. So if you're having problems stimulating your metabolism, you can pick this choice as your fiber, and with the thiamine as your daily choice. So you can use this one. Also, you want to make sure you do stay hydrated. You need to have at least 64 ounces a day. You want to make sure also you don't go to the other extreme, like overhydrating, because then that affects your potassium and your sodium. And one thing about the body, you have to have a balance of both, or you start having problems with your organs. If your potassium is too low, you can have a heart attack. So, and your sodium is too low, you can have seizures. So you have to be careful not to overhydrate, but you need to at least get enough hydration. You can tell that you're getting a little dehydrated. You start sweating a lot. You still start feeling weak. You may get a little nauseated. So that, you need to drink some water, especially with these hot temperatures. And make sure you stay on top of your children and make sure they stay hydrated. Okay, also we have daily products, for your face and your body. Skincare, we have facial masks as well. We have several lines. We have the FC5. This is for several fruit cells and vegetable cells, carrots, mangoes, strawberry. That's what these products are for. We also have, when you become a little older, for the wrinkles and the different spots, and that's the RE9. That's those products for those older women. We also have RE9 products for the men. We're not leaving the men out. We also have it includes the shaving for the older men, and then the regular men who are not there yet. We have a pre-balm that you put on your face for shaving. It helps to keep the hairs from growing into your skin, which causes the bumps. And then we have the shaving gel. You put it on, it's the great shave. It doesn't irritate your skin at all. And then we have the Ather Balm that you can put on your skin that's very soothing. It's not like when you go to the barber shop and they put that alcohol all over your skin, which deteriorates your skin and is not good for your skin at all. So if you have a man in your life, encourage them to go and get some of these Arbonne products for shaving. We also have cologne and soaps for men. There's different products for everybody. For women, we also have a sensitive line. If you tend to be a little sensitive for your skin, sometimes Hispanics and Asians are more sensitive, so you can use the sensitive line. So we have all kinds of makeup, everything you can think of, from CC creams, from primers, to liquid, to powder, to lipstick, eyeliner, blush. We have gloss, lip gloss. We have mascara. We have everything that you can imagine in makeup line as well. So there's also baby products, there's teen products for acne and skincare. There's something from Arbonne for everybody in the family. So I just want you to go in there and get to shopping. Now remember, these are pure beneficial products. They're pure. So you don't need that much. So don't let the small size fool you. It'll last a lot longer than your larger containers because they're pure products. It doesn't have all that extra crude oil byproducts in there. So don't let that fool you. It's going to last forever. All you need is a couple of dots of the makeup and you're good. Smooth it in. It lasts a long time. Now, another thing I want to talk about is there's an epidemic of obesity, even for children. Even under 5 children are obese. So we really have to make sure that we're bringing the right foods into the house, parents. And like I said, it's better now because there's online grocery stores and you can have it delivered to you. So it's better to do brown. Remember brown, not white. Brown rice. We have brown tortillas. We have breads that are brown. You want to do brown. So that's a better one because when the white flour, bagels, muffins, you want to stay away from bread. You don't want to just go ahead and just overeat on bread because bread breaks down into sugar. So several teaspoons. So you want to be careful about the bread. So you want to back off the bread. But if you're going to eat the bread, make sure it's wheat. Also, when you're cooking pinto beans, if you're going to use the crock pot, you have to make sure you cook it at least 10 minutes, pot boil it on the stove top first for at least 10 minutes because you want to get rid of the lectin. Lectin tends to disrupt the GI tract and it seeps into our system and causes a lot of problems, anti-inflammatory problems. It's terrible. The same thing with strawberries. That's why I stopped eating strawberries and I love strawberries. It's because you cannot get that lectin out of them. So corn is another one that's difficult to get the lectin out of. So you have to make sure you really wash your products really well, but I haven't come up with a way to get to ensure myself that all the lectin is coming out of that strawberry. But for beans, make sure you pot broil it for 10 minutes and then put it in the crock pot. I like to do that with my chili and other little different products when I'm using the crock pot. Now, also for children, you want to make sure that you're sitting with them when they're eating and make sure that they drink water first. You want them to eat their fruit instead of drinking their fruit. So get them a bowl of fruits and vegetables. This is great fiber. Even the little carrots, these are great. And you can get the ranch dressing and they can have that as a little snack when they first get home from school. Apples are great. The fiber is greater in the green apple instead of the red apple. There's bananas, there's oranges, there's plums. There's all kind of fruit. So give this to your kids and wash the fruit really well and let them eat the skin on the fruit. That's where a lot of the fiber is. So don't get rid of the fiber. Also, there's different melons. There's cantaloupe and watermelon and honeydew. And if you are having some problems with water in your lower legs and ankles, then you want to eat these water fruits because these are natural diuretics. But if you're seriously having a problem with that, then you want to see your doctor and have your doctor direct you on what you need to do. Okay, so again, I want to teach you guys about serving sizes. So you sit with your children and you want to make sure that they have the right serving size. Don't just put stuff on there and leave it and walk away and let them eat it because they're just going to keep eating. The other key to this is that they don't eat too fast. So that's another reason why you need to sit with them so that they don't eat too fast and then make sure the serving sizes are proper on their plate. Half the plate should be vegetables. Yes, vegetables, not rice, not complex carbohydrates. Vegetables. So if they're not used to it, you need to let them eat the vegetables first and then start introducing the other foods. The 1/4 of your plate should be lean protein: fish, chicken, turkey. If you're gonna use ground beef, make sure they're grass fed and make sure you get the highest percentage of lean because you want to get away from that fat content. And it also takes you longer to digest beef, just so you know. Now, also on the plate, 1/6 should be the complex carbohydrates. Whoa, right? The potatoes and the pastas and all of that rice, big, those are all complex carbohydrates. Now, lentils, you can eat a little bit more with lentils because they also have fiber, so they're not as high in calories. It's more beneficial to you. but you still should never still overeat. You need to stick to your portions. Now, 1/12 of your plate should be healthy fats like guacamole, cashew butter, almond butter, those type of things. Now, I want to get you guys away from thinking that a bowl is a cure-all, because bowls usually have 3/4 rice, and most of the time it's white rice. Some establishments have moved to wheat rice, but you have to request that. And then on the top, you get a little bit of vegetables and a little bit of meat, right? So this is a bowl, and you put it in the plate. So I want you to see that this is not a good option. Look, it's just falling off the plate. It's so much. Look at this. Look at this. So this is just way too much for you or your child to eat and think that it's healthy. It's just too much food. So it'd be better if you're going to do a bowl, make sure you have, like I said, keep the right portions. And 3/4 of the bowl is not it. So you want to also make sure they eat slowly. Why? Because the faster you eat, the more you eat. Because it takes time for your brain to tell your stomach that it's full. Now, so you can also have them drink a glass of water first before they start eating. It helps to decrease their food intake. Also, it's a good idea to sit with them, because then you can find out what's going on with them through the day. So there's a lot of good reasons why you should sit with your children. Now we're going to talk about, lately you heard about the infections that's going on from petting animals. That infection is called, Shitoxin producing Escherichia E. coli. Basically, it's E. coli. So everybody knows about E. coli. So this is just a different type. So this particular type is the kind that you get from farm animals. Now, the information was retrieved from the Los Angeles County Health Alert Network on 7/5/19. This alert was started because there was 4 children who went to the county fair, and they were at the petting zoo, and they received this infection. Now, information was retrieved from the San Diego Health and Human Resources, from Medline Plus government, the symbol for greater than, and then article. Now, per Healing Primary Care website also, they said that this particular E. coli affects nearly 4,000 patients, and 855 developed what they call hemolytic uremic syndrome. And what that is your kidneys fail, because what happens is it destroys your platelets, which is the clotting factor that keeps you from bleeding when you're injured. It stops the bleeding. And then also it kills the small red blood cells, which are the veins that are connected to the kidneys and causes kidney failure. So in those type of infection, 53 of those patients who developed it out of 855, they died. So you have to be careful. Now, the location of infections also occur in, it could be anywhere where there's animals. Educational farms, petting zoos, summer camps, aquarium, school, and many other places where animals are present. So you have to supervise your children. You can't walk away from them. You have to supervise them, especially if their age is 5 and under. Now, the children that were affected were age 2, 6, 9, and 13. The child that died was 2 years old. So his immune system is more suppressed than the older children. He's still developing. So he died on 6/24 due to the complication of the like I was telling you about, the hemolytic uremic syndrome, which is really the kidney failure that occurred. A condition that affects the blood vessels, it destroys the platelets. Remember I was telling you about that, the clotting factors. Red blood cell counts, causes damage to the small blood vessels in the kidney, which causes the failure. It's not getting enough nutrients. All your nutrients and oxygens go through your blood. Now, the action taken by the San Diego Human Health Services after they found out about these children getting the infection, they closed the fair down. Now, they tested all the 3 farms where the animals were brought from, or where they live, and they also tested all the livestock. So all those results are still pending. I didn't find any results on the website at this time. So just check later. But I can teach you about this so you can take care of your children. If you attend a fair or other location, what's most important is hand washing right after you leave. Hand washing, hand washing, hand washing. I cannot stress that enough. Hand washing. Now, you should also make sure you follow the instructions of the staff that's there where the animals are. Now, this is how it gets spreaded. This is how you can get infected. You can get infected by if you're eating a food product that is contaminated with bacteria. The bacteria lives in the intestines of a healthy cow. It don't bother the healthy cow, but it bothers us, right? Contamination may occur when they're doing the slaughtering process and then that's how we get the exposure to the E. coli. It can be contaminated by, if it's in your food that you're eating, particularly raw or uncooked meats, make sure you're cooking them well, right? No more red and pink. That's not good. Increases your chances of getting infections. Other foods include lettuce, alfalfa sprouts, salami, and raw unpasteurized milk, juice, and cider, like apple cider. Tastes better, but you have to make sure it's pasteurized. Infected people can spread E. coli to other people if they do not wash their hands after using the toilet. You have to. Some people just have bad habits, so you have to really be careful when you're out there, making sure you're washing your hand and watching people. That's why I'm reluctant to go out because I don't know how well they wash their hands. Now, how is this diagnosed? Usually, they do laboratory tests by testing the stool specimens, as we call them. Now, the symptoms that you can get from this disease, this infection, is you can have abdominal cramps. It's all GI stuff, right? Because it's in the cow's GI, so it hits the GI tract. You can get diarrhea, bloody diarrhea most of the time, vomiting. You can start having gastroenteritis, which is the bacteria in the E. coli affecting the large intestine, producing a toxin called Sagia toxin that causes bloody diarrhea and other serious complications that cause anemia. It can cause renal failure that I talked about earlier. It will cause the low platelet count. It destroys it. So, you can bleed and keep bleeding. So your platelets help to stop the bleeding once it starts. And you can have the complication of the kidney failure. Now, it occurs in about 2 to 15% of the Sagia toxin producing E. coli infection patients who acquire it. It occurs the highest in children, approximately 15%, most common in children. People with weakened immune systems, because you're susceptible like HIV, it increases your chances because your immune system is weakened. Systems, and then also older adults, that are older than 65, they tend to be a little bit more susceptible to different infections and diseases. Most common cause of death is the kidney failure that we talked about, which is why that child died as well. That child died within 4 days after exposure. Now, the children, they're depending on from mild to severe of the infection, their hospital stay can last from 3 days to 3 months, depending on the severity of the illness. But adults tend to be in the hospital longer because their course of illness tends to occur 3 to 4 days after eating tainted foods or exposed foods, but they can range from 1 to 10 days after exposure. Adults tend to have more complications because we've been around longer. You may have some other disease disorders that are going on. You tend to be in the hospital longer, but it tends to take children and adults over 65 quicker because they're more susceptible and they may have not as strong immune system as some of the adults. Now, the treatment is basically supportive. Depending on what symptoms you may have, especially if you're having diarrhea because it causes dehydration. So you definitely got to be hydrated because it's going to cause the dehydration. You can die from dehydration by itself. So if you're at home and all of a sudden you're having all this vomiting and bloody diarrhea, you need to get yourself to the hospital or have somebody take you. Don't wait and die from dehydration. Okay? You become dizzy and weak. There's no evidence that antibiotics is very helpful at all. So far in research, so they don't give you antibiotics, not for this particular strand of E. coli. So it actually helps to increase your chances of getting a kidney failure because it destroys your GI tract flora, your natural flora that's a protectant flora. So they tend not to give you the antibiotics. Okay, so when severe toxin producing E. coli strains are resistant to antimicrobial agents, so that's why they don't administer it as well, because this particular E. coli doesn't respond to antibiotics. There's other different E. coli that it does, but this particular one doesn't. Prevention of this infection. Wash your hands with soap and water when you leave the area. It's very important as soon as you leave the area. So parents, you have to supervise your kids. You have to ensure that they're washing their hands. If you do not touch the animals, but if you wear the gloves, you still should wash your hands after you leave the area with soap and water. Now, wash with running water and soap are best, but if not available, you can use those alcohol-based hand sanitizers that contain at least 60% of alcohol. And then wash your hands with soap and running water as soon as you can. So you don't want to use the hand sanitizer and then go eat. No, you need to wash your hand with soap and water before you go eat, because the hand sanitizer usually does not kill the E. coli. The bacteria is too big. So you need to do that friction and rubbing with soap and water and running water. Make sure you're not eating or drinking around the animals, because you just don't want to have cross contamination. Okay, don't share your food with the animals. Children get excited, so that's why you have to supervise them. You don't want them to share their food with the animals. The providers who are there will feed the animals. So you don't want your kids bringing food and sharing their food to feed the animals. Don't eat or drink raw, unpasteurized products. I can't stress that more. Made or sold at the exhibit, especially if it's milk, cheese, cider, or juice, because it could be unpasteurized. So you don't want to subject yourself to those type of products, because it increases your chances of getting an infection, because it's unpasteurized and it's raw basically. So it's not cooked and it's not pasteurized. Always supervise your kids all the time, the whole entire time around the animals. Children under 5 years of age should not have contact with reptiles, amphibians, or live poultry, because these animals are more likely to make them sick. So this increases their chance that they're around this type of livestock or reptiles. Now, make sure you leave. These are things you leave outside of the area where the animals are. Don't take your strollers in. Definitely no pacifier, because children tend to drop them. I want to sit down. Children tend to, Anthony, I would like to sit for a minute. Children tend to drop their pacifiers a lot, even at home. So you definitely don't want them to drop it in a petting zoo area where all the bacteria is located. Okay, you definitely don't want to let your children put their thumb or fingers or objects in their mouth while they're in that area. You definitely don't want them to lay on the ground inside the petting area or sit or lay down, because that's all of their bacteria and dirt that's in there. Teach your children to approach the animals with caution and follow the rules within the petting area. Usually there's signs or there's staff there that will tell you what to do and what not to do. So please follow those rules. Parents, you have to supervise your kids, especially the young ones, because they tend to get a little excited. So you have to guide them and show them the right way. Don't let your children put their fingers or objects near an animal's mouth, even if the animal seems to be friendly. Some of these animals are unpredictable, so you don't want their hands or fingers in their mouth, because they could bite them off. Make sure you follow all the rules provided, especially the signs, and if the staff is giving you instruction, please follow them. Now, if you're in a grocery store, these are some of the, or at home, these are some of the precautions you can utilize to make sure that you're safe. You want to make sure you wrap fresh meat in plastic bags at the market to prevent blood and juices from dripping onto other food. Sometimes, they get a hole in it and they can drip. So you want to put them immediately in plastic bags at the market when you pick them up. Make sure you refrigerate promptly and do not store them at room temperature. Never place cooked food on an unwashed plate that you previously held raw beef, poultry, pork, fish, or seafood. Cutting boards and counters, if you use it for beef, poultry, pork, fish, or seafood preparation, should be washed immediately, used to prevent, because you want to make sure that you want to prevent cross-contamination so that the raw food bacteria do not get into your other food. Avoid eating raw and uncooked meat. Some people like rare. It's not safe anymore. You don't want red, pink. You want your meat to look gray. Okay? The juice color will usually change from red to gray when the meat is fully cooked. But that is not a reliable way to ensure that the meat is safe before you eat it. Always check the temperatures of cooked meat with a meat thermometer to ensure it is fully cooked. Now, these are the different degrees that different meats need to be cooked at. Now, chicken needs to be cooked the temperature needs to be 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Hamburgers need to be 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Pork needs to be 150 Fahrenheit. Hot dogs at 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Leftovers should be cooked at 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Eggs should be at 145 degrees Fahrenheit. And other foods should be at 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's something I'm going to have to also get to is a meat thermometer. Now, you should avoid drinking pasteurized milk, juice, and cider. Can't stress that enough. Make sure you wash fruit and vegetables thoroughly, especially those that you will be eating raw. Like, the raw carrots, celery stick, your fruits and vegetables, make sure you wash them very well before you give them to your children. So before you put them in the refrigerator, you should wash your fruit, especially if you have children that go in there and pull the fruit out. So you want to make sure that you wash in the fruits and vegetables very thoroughly if you put them in the refrigerator and you have young children that are going to grab the fruit without washing it. Okay. Make sure you wash your hands with soap and water before and after food preparation. Because especially, and then make sure you clean your fingernails. I can't stress this enough too, because a lot of bacteria does harbor in fingernails. So you want to make sure that you clean not only your hands, but your fingernails as well. You also want to make sure that you're washing your hands before you eat. So the hand sanitizer is limited. If there is E. coli there, it won't remove it. So you want to make sure that you use water and soap and friction while you're washing your hands before you eat, and meal preparation and after. Wash hands with soap and water especially if you're using the toilet, especially if you're having bowel movements. You have to wash your hands. Even when you urinate, wash your hands. If you're changing a baby's diaper, after any animal contact at home, family petting, zoo fairs, etc. So good hand washing is the key. Hand washes and clean those nails. Do not drink water from untreated sources, including from roadside springs. Avoid swallowing water from recreational water sources like including lakes, streams, and swimming pools. So teach the kids not to swallow that water in the pool. People tend to pee and do all kind of stuff in that pool. It harbors bacteria. So you want to make sure you teach your children, if you're thirsty, get out the pool, drink your water. Don't drink or swallow the water in the swimming pool. Now, another good thing, what you can do is teach your kids to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star or Happy Birthday, because you want them to be able to wash their hands for 15 to 20 seconds. So they need to be rubbing with the friction in between, on the outside, on the back of their hands, in their nails, and you need to supervise them washing their hands to make sure that they're not just getting their hands wet and coming out. So you need to teach them how to wash their hands and their nails and teach them to do it for at least 15 to 20 seconds. If you sing with them Twinkle Twinkle Little Star as well as Happy Birthday, that will give you excuse me, that will give you the 15 to 20 minutes. So start teaching your kids that, and that will ensure that they're washing their hands long enough. So you want to make sure the most important thing at these different petting farms, zoos, parks, wherever there's animals, is that you're making sure that you have your don't take food into the enclosures, don't have your kids give them food, don't have your kids put their fingers in their mouth. You want to make sure you leave all your property outside the petting area, like strollers, definitely not pacifiers. And that's why they recommend that people not utilize pacifiers as much, because they get contaminated so many times because they're dropped so often. And then parents, make sure you're not putting it in your mouth thinking you're cleaning the pacifier and then giving it to your child, because you have adult germs and you're giving it to a child or a baby that they can't really fight your germs, because you got adult germs versus baby germs. So you don't want to do that either. Make sure that if your child has a stool and you're changing their diaper, make sure you go find water, running water and soap to clean your hands with. If you're out and you don't have it, make sure you keep the alcohol base, which is at least 65% alcohol, so you can at least do the friction and clean it there. Just make sure you don't eat or put anything in your mouth until you get to running water and soap, so you can clean your hands. And teach your children this as well. So before you go to the petting zoo, well, you know how you making your plans, you sit down with your children and you talk to them, tell them the rules, and you have to supervise your kids, especially the little ones, because once they see the animals, they get excited. So you have to really supervise them. We want to make sure no child gets sick, let alone die from going to a petting zoo. So just know that they're animals, so they're nasty. They're outside. They're not washing their bottoms and their feet. They're not doing that with soap and water like we should be doing, right? So you have to protect your child. You have to make sure that when you're doing preparation for food, like preparing the food and it's raw on a countertop, I've never done that before, but sometimes the liquid can run down on the countertop if you have a chopping board. So you have to make sure that you're washing your hands after and cleaning off the board as well as the countertop before you go to any other food preparations, like your vegetables and your carbohydrates. So we're going to take a break, and then we'll be back in a few minutes. So I'll see you when I get back, and we'll go over the easy motion exercises that you can do to help you with losing weight on top of the replacement shakes. Okay, so we'll see you in a few. So welcome back. I'm gonna show you some exercises that you can do whether you're lying, sitting, or standing. So there's no really any excuse for anybody not to start exercising. Some people tell me, oh, I have pains. I do too. But you'll have less pains if you exercise. So just start exercising. So these are, like I say, either on the couch or on your bed. You can do little sit-ups. So you just go up like this. Make sure you're always holding your ab in. And then when you get a little stronger, you go down further. The most important thing is to hold your ab in and not to use your neck. So hold your ab in. And then when you get really good, then you can go further. Hold your ab in, and you can do the exercise, and you can work your arms as well. So this could be in the couch, or this could be laying down. Now there's other exercises I want to show you that you can also do laying down. Okay, so if you're not used to exercising, you can use these bands. These resistive bands are very good for that. So you can put it on your heel. And lay down. And then you can pull your leg up. So if you need help doing that. If you don't need the help, then you can do it on your own. You can do individuals. Remember, you want to do both sides whenever you do anything. And then you want to make sure you hold your abs in. And then you can do 2. And then you can always do like 3 sets of 10. Another thing you can do is put a resistive band around your knees. Put them right up above your knees. Lay on your side. And you want to make sure that your hips are rolled forward. So I usually put my arm here. That helps to guide me to make sure I'm all the way over. And you can lift here. You can hold to 30, or you can do 3 sets of 10. You can also stretch your leg out. You can hold it, or you can go up and down 3 sets of 10. Right? You can go back. You can do the same thing. You can hold it for 30 or do 3 sets of 10. Now, another thing you can do, you're on your back, and this is like when you're tired. You can do isometric. You can pull your stomach in, hold it for 30 seconds, or you can do 3 sets of 10 when your stomach, you're pulling it in and out. And you can ask isometric exercises. So you can do this anytime at work. It doesn't matter. Driving, you can do that. It's good to take away the tension. You just work your abs, or you can hold them in while you're working. Another thing you can do is pelvic tilts. Make sure, like I said, that you're always holding your ab in whenever you do exercise. You can either hold it for 30, or you can do 3 sets of 10s where you're alternating going up and down. Another thing you can do, for this inner thigh right here, you open your legs and you just open and close. Right? 3 sets of 10. Now, once you get a little better, you can lift. You can lift up, and then make sure that you're doing. Make sure you're holding your abs in when you're doing this. You can lift up. If you're not ready for that, then just slide them back and forth. You can bend your knees. The same principle. It's for this inside thigh meat right here. My legs used to rub like this. I hated it. And so now they don't. I can walk without my legs rubbing together. So if you had that problem, it's a good exercise for you. So open up, and you just open and close. Open and close your legs. And you can feel that muscle right there. And so you know it's working. Right? Now, another exercise that's really good for your back, if you're having back problems, you can lower it to one side. And if you can't go all the way, go where you can go. To eventually, you can get a little bit lower. And then all the way, and hold it. That'll be good. 30 seconds or 3 sets of 10. And then, of course, you're going to do the other side as well. Now, when you get a little stronger, you can do both legs. So, where you can go until you can go all the way. Because that stretches this right here. The love handles, right? That's good for this part. It's also good on your back. It stretches it out. This is a good one to do when you're done with your exercises as well. But it's good for these love handles here. So you don't have those roller rolls here on the side. Remember, fat is everywhere. Sides, middle, everywhere. So this is good for that. Now, you can also do scissors. Lift a little bit. You can do your scissors. Open and close. You can do that as well. Now, there's one that I like for those moon thighs in the back where you get those craters, those holes. You be like, oh. Some people call it cottage cheese. I call them moon craters. So you turn over on your stomach. What you want to do is lift your legs. If you have knee problems like me, you may not be able to go all the way, but you will be able to know. So wherever it's comfortable, that's where you lift. So you can lift one. And then eventually you can lift two. So you have to go where you're comfortable, and you have to follow your restrictions, whatever your doctor tells you. So if it's causing you too much pain, or if you're hearing a bunch of cracking, then you want to go a little bit less. So maybe you need to do a little bit lower. You'll still feel it in your back. It's your back, your buttocks, and the back of your legs. So these are good for that. Now, let's do some standing. Now for standing, there's different things you can do. And what's most important is develop your core. You want your core to get stronger. So I want you to try these balancing exercises. So you want to be able to, but have something to hold on to, because you want to be able to hold your leg up without holding on to anything. That shows you that your core is strong, because you want to hold yourself up when your body's shifting with your core. So this is very important. So you want to do that for at least 30 seconds. And then, of course, you're going to alternate on the other leg as well. But for now, if you need to hold on to it, then hold on to it just for safety until you get stronger. Okay? So your core is very important. So this is a good exercise also to get that core going. Okay? So this is a way you can do that. Now, another thing you can do is you can do leg lifts. On the side, you just lift your legs, and you want to make sure that you're holding yourself in place and not moving the chair, turning with the chair. You want to, again, that's working that core. So you want to hold your ab in so that you're holding yourself and not the object that you're holding on to. Okay, so that's another thing you can do for that. Now, in the mornings, another thing you do is when you're brushing your teeth, you can do toe lifts. So you can, and that activates your calf. So when you lift up, you can see your calf is activated. So that'll help your ankles and your calf and your feet. So depending on how fast you go when you brush your teeth, you can do anywhere from 80 to 100. So that's up to you. But at first, you're probably not going to be able to do that many, but go ahead and just try and do as many as you can as you want to. So then, like I said, that's a good exercise to do for your calves, your ankles, and your feet. So you can do that in the morning while you're brushing your teeth. These are secondary time frames that you can utilize while you're getting ready or watching TV. So there's no excuse. Now, another thing I want to teach you is the sit-ups, but they're like standing. You're going to be bending. But if you have back problems, you have to make sure you do it slowly, because you'll get back spasms. So you want to make sure you go down. If you can't go all the way, go to your knee, then go to your calf, then go to your ankle, and then go to the top of your foot, and then to the floor. This is also a good exercise to do at the end to loosen yourself up as a warm down. Now you also want to go to the sides. That's for those love handles. Now you don't want to be twisting your body. You want to just move your top part of your body there, because you want to be able to work those muscles. Okay? Now another thing you can do is what I call easy squats. So the key to easy squats is to have your feet apart, and when you sit down, you you're going to sit down with your butt like you're sitting in a chair. So you're going to have your arms out and use your butt to sit down. Turn to the side so you can see that. Keep a wide stand because you want to take the pressure off your knees. So you want to sit down, stick your butt out like so. Then come back up, stick your butt out, and go down. That takes the pressure off your knees. So those are squats. Now, you can also, let me show you one more thing too. You can also do the marches. You can get some weights and you can march. You start low and then you can get high. Swing your arms. If you don't have weights, you can use water bottles or cans. You just want to get a little weight going. So it don't matter as long as you're going, right? So that's what you want to do. You can do the marches. Now, let's do some sitting down. Now, for sitting down, we have some of the same different exercises. I know some people are concerned about their arms as well. So you can get a little resistive band and make sure you support your arm, your knee on your thigh, especially if you have shoulder problems. So what you can do arm curls. It gives you a little resistive because of the resistive band. So you can do that while you're sitting or while you're lying. And me, I can't have my hands above my head. So if I want to do something for the back part of my arm, I just put it here and lift like this, because this works your back part of your arm as well. So you want to be careful. So you might have to just give one arm support and do one at a time, but it depends on how you feel and the restriction. You start to feel pain and you want to hold your shoulders back, because that gives your shoulders support. You don't want to be slouching and trying to do some lifts. So you want to make sure you hold your shoulders back and down so that you're not feeling that impact. Okay? Now, you can also do chair sit-ups. Sit-ups for everything, right? Lying, standing, and sitting. Easy way to do them, right? So, if you're not used to moving, or if you have a big gut, you may not be able to get all the way down. That's okay. Just start moving and go where you can go. I had a huge gut too, and I just kept going. I couldn't go as far as I wanted to. So you do the same thing. You go down in the middle, and you hold your gut each time. And move slowly, especially if you have back issues, so you don't get back spasm. And then you can go to the side as well. Right? You can go to the side. And if you can't go all the way, go to your calves. You can go to your ankles. Wherever you can go, top of your feet. So eventually you go to the floor. So and remember, you have to move slow, especially if you have back problems. If you don't have any back problems, then you're okay. But you still got to move every single day. So another thing you can do, remember, we're still talking about that inner thigh meat right here, right? So you can do the same thing. You open your legs wide and you just open and close. That's still impacting it. So you can do this lying, you can do it sitting, and you can do it anywhere. Even at breaks, and at your office, you can take a break and you start doing some of these exercises. Now, another thing you can do that's isometric, if you're at work, is you can hold your legs, just hold them up. You can be typing, whatever you're doing, you just hold them up. That's for your thighs, the top part of your thighs. So you can do that while you're doing your work to change some of your positions that you have at work. Now, you can also do toe marches where you can lift up on your toes and you can lift them up and you can do marches. You can do that as well. You can also do leg lifts by lifting them up, right? Lift them up. And then remember, it's always 3 sets of 10s until you get better. Lift them up. And then when you get really good, you just got to really hold your abs in. You want to do both. If you can't get too much, then start little until you can get a little higher. But remember, you have to keep your abs engaged because you want the pressure to be on the abdomen, not your back. Okay, so that you can do that too. You can also do regular scissors, right? You can lift, you can straighten out, and you can come back, and you can go down. Lift, you can straighten out, you can come back, and you can go down. So you can do all these different exercises, and it's always good to change them up because your body will get used to certain routines. So you got to change it up. So then you'll get stagnated, right? So you got to change up your routine. So I'm trying to give you enough exercises that I can think of so you can have to rotate. So when you lift in, you can add your weights. You can put your arm on your armrest to give you support. Make sure you're keeping your shoulders back and you're using your abs. You don't want to be using your back or your shoulders, okay? You want to keep that support there. Use your abs because you want this core to get stronger. That's the whole point of that. Now, another thing that you can do, hey you guys, Power's coming back this week on the 25th. I've been waiting on it. Okay, so this is my new little buddy. This is a Peddler, and it has a little speedometer, so it counts your reps, tells you how many you did. It also has a little retention bar here. So, if you're just starting off, you want to do it a little loose, you can do that. You can make adjustments. You can also add some arm weights with it. So then you can be exercising your arms and your legs. Hold your abs in while you're watching Power or Greenleaf. It's coming back too. I'm not sure the date on it yet, but Queen Sugar's there, Queen of the South. There's a lot of heroes that should be coming back, like the Flash. So I'm waiting for those kind of things to come back, Supergirl. So whatever your favorite show is, you have no excuse not to exercise. So whether you're sitting, lying, or standing, by the time you watch, let's see, your favorite program, by the time it gets to the second or third commercial, depending on how long the episode is and how many commercials. Some shows have more commercials than others. So anywhere from 2 to, say, 4 commercials, you've done 30 minutes. And if you do the whole show, you've done an hour. So I tend to do a few exercises in the morning. I do like sit-ups or leg lifts, and then I do the toe lifts. I do that every morning. And then the other exercises I rotate, change it up sometime in the evening after I eat. So you have to continue to exercise if you want to be healthy. So you have to eat healthy, you have to exercise. Oh, and it's very important to get enough sleep. You guys can watch my previous shows on not getting enough sleep, or if you have insomnia, you need to notify your doctor. Now, when you're taking your kids to the fairs, the zoo, it's all exciting. It's fun for kids. They love it. You just have to make sure you watch them so that they're not putting their fingers and thumbs in their mouth so they don't get these infections. And you have to make sure, especially the younger kids, because they tend to do things suddenly and they don't understand the consequences of their actions. So the parents have to step in and supervise these kids. If you need more than one parent, then you need more than one parent, depending on how many kids you got and how small they are, right? But you can't take your eyes off these children when they're in the petting zoo. They can't sit down in there. They can't lay down in the zoo. They have to wash their hands. So as soon as you exit from the petting area, make sure that you go straight to, identify where the bathrooms is or the sink. Sometimes they provide sinks with running water and soap dispenser. So wherever it is, you need to identify it before you go into the petting zoo, and then make sure that they wash their hands. At least 15 to 20 seconds, singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Happy Birthday. Parents, you need to supervise their hand washing. If you have to help them. Wash their nails, keep their nails low, because bacteria hides in fingernails. Now, if you need to contact me, well, I would like you to contact me. If you have a suggestion for a show, you can send me that. Or if you want some of Keita's products, like Keita's egg toast, Keita's gumbo, you have to send me a message either on Facebook, or you can call me at the Next Level Studios at 310-549-1113. If you want to get the Arbonne products, you can go up in the left bar and you can click on Arbonne and go straight to my website. Also, if you pay $29, you can become an Arbonne consultant for a year and get 35% off. If you want to be a preferred customer, you can pay $20 extra and get 20% off for a year. So there's many ways, you can make money doing this, and the products are beneficial because it's not crude oil. So you don't want that on your skin. So start reading your labels. The producer of this show is T Jams, TJAMZ. You can reach him at tjamsmusic.com or send him a message. There's music there, also web design. Or you can reach him at the Next Level Studios at 310-549-1113, 310-549-1113. Okay, so you guys stay healthy, keep moving, do some exercises, and get healthy. You're in pain, you'll have less pain if you move. Alrighty, and you'll be healthier. Okay, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye, take care, stay healthy. Bye-bye. The website, contact me at my website at healthyliving.company. You can also contact me here at the Next Level Studios, 549-1113, 310-549-1113. And I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Okay, bye-bye.